morning and welcome once again to the newspaper review. I'm Oyinpriye Krumade. Joining us this morning via Skype call, and it's Dr. Adedayo Kayode, is a political technocrat and aviation safety expert. Good morning and welcome to the newspaper review.
Good morning, Krumale. I say happy Easter to you and happy Easter to our viewers.
Thank you very much. Happy Easter to you too, Dr. Kayode. Let me quickly take you to a very, very critical story making the rounds in the front page of the Guardian newspaper. It has to do with the judiciary. Lately, there is this nomination or appointment that is currently going on in the Court of Appeal, and there seemed to be some form of misgivings concerning the way the judges that were meant to take the saddle in the Court of Appeal were screened. Mr. Olumide Akpata, who is the chairman and the leader of the Nigerian Bar Association, equally gave his misgivings and said that the time was not enough. I needed to place this side by side and make some form of comparison with the Nigerian judiciary and what your expectation is for the judiciary moving forward.
Yeah, you see, I won't deceive you. I've been saying it all the time that before we can move forward in this country, we must respect what we call the total separation of power, whereby the functions of the executive, we will respect its boundaries. We respect the boundaries of the legislature, and I will respect the boundaries of the judiciary. All right? Yes. Not until when we start doing that, we can't get to anywhere. Now, listen to this. The moment you have the executive trying to make nomination as regards who becomes either the CJ or whatever, that means they will be holding the whims and caprices of those that appointed them. And that's exactly what happened during the issue of Onoge. We knew all that happened. And that is why today we are still having electoral practices in this country. Because who are going to penalize people that are perpetrating electoral malpractices in this country? They have been appointed by the executive. And that's why today also,
okay,
you will looking to see any penal code being applied all these things.
Okay,
because we read that they are being sponsored. So not until when we
Kayode, let me come in here. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. Let me come in here. Now, Dr. Kayode, do you know that constitutionally the executive has powers to appoint? Now, it is now the reserve of the judiciary, who is headed by who is the chairman, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Tanko, to vet and to also interview those judges that have been appointed by the executive. And if the National Judicial Council, under the leadership of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, if he finds that these people, even though they have been appointed by the executive, but they do not match up to that state, they fall short of the position of a chief judge or of a judge in the Court of Appeal, it is the right of the judiciary to call, but so it's within the it's a problem within the judiciary. Just a moment. It's a problem within the judiciary, not the executive.
Oh.
Okay,
let me also put to show.
Okay, go on.
Look at our DJ. He went to Hague for an interview. What was his position? Before now, what has always been our position? Look at when we were having what was the name of this man again? Was not Professor Olaji Akinyemi or so. Do you understand? We should have judicial service commission to handle all this. And that is where we're going to have many people handling our judicial system. For instance, look at when this our vice president, this vice president in Lagos State. Look at the old changes in practice. because it was appointed based on merit. There is nothing like subjectivity there, unlike what we are having today. And that's why when you see some of the judges, when they go to A, they sponsor, unlike before now.
Okay.
Let the executive act for the appointment from appointing judicial officer. Let us leave them to NJC.
Okay, Dr. Kaide, how can the judiciary itself, just a moment, how can the judiciary itself clean its house and put it in order to instill confidence on Nigerians and generally the Nigerian legal system?
Let the NJC handle it. The NJC, they have their rules of engagement. They have their rules of engagement. And to that extent, let them apply to themselves. It's just like you now asking me, how do we ensure that in the National Assembly? The National Assembly, they have their leadership and they have their rules of engagement. So why can't we allow also the Judicial Commission to engage themselves with their rules of engagement?
Okay, now let's move away from that, Dr. Kaide. Just of recently in Imo State, 1,844 inmates were released by gunmen that has been alleged to be those who are calling for agitation and secessionist agenda in the southeastern part of the country. How did you see this story?
Well, up till now, I don't think any group has come up to own up to that incident in that area. But no doubt about it, we know that that particular activity was perpetrated by some people that had gone against the state. 1, 2, why did those people went against the state? That means something has happened between that group of people and the state. Maybe the state, they don't have confidence in the state. Why are they not having confidence in the state? So let the state investigate so that they will be able to tackle this thing once and for all, and then we don't experience it again.
Okay, now let's move away from that. Generally, now still on cases that have to do with COVID-19. The National Association of Resident Doctors in Nigeria have not heard or listened to those who are calling on them to stop the strike, and they have planned to go ahead with their strikes, and also they are making arrangements for their colleagues who are taking care of COVID-19 patients in the different facilities around the country to also join the strike. What form of advice will you have for the National Association of Resident Doctors not to embark on this plan that could lead to lots of casualties?
Well, you see, in Yoruba, there's one adage in Yoruba that says, also similar to Puyosi. Now, when somebody farts inside your mouth and now put salt also inside your mouth, you will now be wondering, which one do you swallow? So there are two aspects to this issue. Number one, what are the demands of those guys? Why is it that government has been reneging always on agreements? There's no union in this country that government has gotten agreement with, and they are not reneging on it. With ASU, with NMA, with NUT, with everybody. So why can't government itself be responsible for the citizens they're supposed to be responsible to? Now, on the other hand, the striking doctors. Nigeria is in a state of trial now as regards COVID-19. Let them also sit down and look at other alternatives aside striking. There are other alternatives, so let them also sit down and see another way they can handle the government without going on strike. Because if they should go on strike, it will affect all those patients at all those COVID-19 facilities all over the country. It's just my appeal to them. But at the same time, the citizens should rise up against the government, that they should stop relating on agreements they have with people.
Okay, Dr. Kaide, I want to say a very big thank you this morning for making yourself available in the newspaper review. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Oyinpriye Krumale. I do remember that COVID-19 is not completely over, but we really hope that it becomes a thing of the past, maybe when we're celebrating the festive or the Easter period come 2022. And thanks for watching. I'm Oyinpriye Krumale. Do remember to join us again at 3 p.m. on News Around the Globe and Primetime News Around the Globe at 9 p.m. Have a great day.